Hello friends, I Dr. Ashutosh Agrawal, Professor ITERC College of Management and Institute affiliated with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Here I am giving you the presentation or the content on lecture delivery on measurement of risk, covariance, correlation coefficient as a part of unit 2 of investment analysis and portfolio management, a subject of MBA KMB FM 01. Let me start. Measurement of risk, the historical or realized risk. The risk, as we have discussed in our previous lecture, risk is the deviation between the actual and expected return assigned with the probability. The deviation between the expected return with the realized return, which is assigned with the probability, is called as the risk. So, first tool and technique which we are using, the most important tool is the standard deviation. It measures the deviation of return from the mean return. The deviation of return from the mean return means what we are getting actually and what we have expected, the deviation between the two, and which is assigned with the probability. Here R I denotes the return from the stock in period I, the ER I denotes the expected return and P denotes the probability. So, we will have a numerical problem for assessing the risk, how we can measure the risk between the securities, how we can minimize the risk with the help of this tool of standard deviation for minimizing the risk. So, this is the given problem of which of the security has lesser risk, we have to manage it. Security A and security B. Security A is having various return profile of 15, 17, 19 and 20%, whereas probability of their respective return is 0.5, 0.2, 0.1, 0.2. So, this is given in the problem. There are various possible returns out of a security and various probabilities of getting those return. The total of these return, the total of this probability is 1. Total of this probability is 1. Same for security B. There are various possible returns and the probabilities of getting these return, the total is 1. So, this is the given problem where we are having, we have to compare two securities, in which securities an investor, being an investor, feeling lesser risk, in which security the investor feel more risk, calculated more risk. So, as per the risk profile of the investor, as per the risk appetite with the particular security, attached with the particular security, an investment is made. So, have a solution. This is a given problem of possible return from security 1 A and the probability, respective probabilities of that respective possible return. If we have to calculate the expected return, there is a multiple of return, possible return with the probability. So, this is the expected return 7.5, 17 multiplied by 0.2, 3.4, 19 multiplied by 0.1, 1.9 and 20 multiplied by 0.2, 4. The total of this is 16.8. This is the total expected return. This is the total expected return, which is called summation of ERI 16.8. 16.8. Yes. So, this is the total expected return. Now, we have to find out the deviation between the expected return and the possible return. So, 15 minus 16.8, 15 minus 6.8, it is minus 1.8, 17 minus 16.8, 0.2, 19 minus 16.8, 2.2, 20 minus 6.8, 3.2. Same with the getting the square of it, expected possible return minus expected return ka square, the square of 1.8, square of 0.2, square of 0.2.2, square of 3.2. We are getting these figures. Now, we are multiplying our this square root of our deviation with the given probability. With the given probability, if we are multiplying pi with this square root of the deviation, then we are getting these figures, and the total of this figure is 4.16. Once we have to put the formula Standard deviation is the summation of probability multiplied by the deviation square, and this is the formula we are putting here. We are getting standard deviation 4.16. The answer will be the square root of 4.16. The answer would be 2.04. This is for the security A. The standard deviation, the value of standard deviation for security A is 2.4. Same for security B. Same calculation for security B. These are the return given in the question, the return given in the question. Now, the respective probabilities, we are multiplying it, the possible return with the probabilities and calculating the expected return. This is the total expected return, which is exactly the 16.8, which was same with the previous security, 16.8 in security A and 16.8 in security B. This is coincidence in this given question. So, 16.8 is the total expected return. Now, we are calculating the deviation between the expected return and the possible return. So, 12 minus 16.8 minus 4.8, 20 minus 16.8 3.2, 22 minus 16.8 5.2, 34 minus 16.8 17.2. These are the deviation between the expected return and the possible returns. Now, we are getting the square root of this deviation. The square root of this deviation is 4.8 chi square, square of these deviation 4.8 square, 3.2 chi square, 5.2 square, 17.2 square. Once multiplying the square of deviation with the probability, we are getting this figure. This is the probability given, this is the square of the deviation. Once we are multiplying the square of the deviation with the probability, we would be getting these figures, and these figures, the total of these figures are 48.16. Once we have to calculate, putting the formula of getting the square root of standard deviation, the probability multiplied by the square root of deviation, the standard deviation which here we calculated 48.16 square root is 16.94. Now, the standard deviation of security A is 2.04, the standard deviation of security B is 16.94. Now, the analysis part. Though the expected return from both the securities A and B is same, which is 16.8. Expected return 16.8 on security A, 16.8 on security B, but the standard deviation of the return from security B is higher than security A. The standard deviation of security B is 6.94, whereas on security A it is 2.04. So, once the standard deviation of security B is higher than security A, hence security A shows less risk. So, this is the calculation, this is the measurement of risk with the help of standard deviation. Let us move with the next thing. We can from this standard deviation, we may take as an investor, we may take easily the decision where to invest, in which security we should to go. If we are risk averse investor, every investor want to bear lesser risk with greater return. Most of the investors, in most of the investment profile is lesser risk with greater return. Once this is the lesser risk profile investor, then definitely the investor will go for security A. Let us move for the other measurement of risk tool, that are co-movements in security return. Another tool is the covariance and another is the correlation coefficient. Covariance reflects the degree to which the return of securities vary or change together. At what degree the return from a particular security is changing together. If the degree is high, the risk profile is according to that. If degree is low, the risk will be accordingly. Under the correlation coefficient, it reflects the direction of change, whether they are moving in the positive direction, they are moving in the negative direction, or they are under the fluctuating direction. So, these two movements in security return with the help of covariance and correlation coefficient we are discussing here. So, let us start with the covariance. Covariance is a statistical measure of how two variables move in relation to each other. A positive covariance indicates that two variables, a stock market or the stock, particular stock, or two stocks. We may compare between the market and the stock. We may compare two variables may be taken as a two securities, two particular stocks are moving in the same direction. Covariance measure the total variation of two variables from their expected values. The risk and volatility can be reduced in a portfolio by pairing two stocks that have a negative covariance. If we want to reduce the volatility, if we want to reduce the risk, we want to manage the risk, then we should to avoid those securities which shows the negative covariance. So, let us start with this. The question, the numerical problem related with this, find the covariance between two sets of return given below for two securities, the security 1 x and security y. The return from these security are 2, 4, 5, 8, 10. These are given in under percentage form. This is also given under percentage form 3, 7, 8, 15 and 24. These are the percentage possible return from security x and security y. If we have to calculate the x minus x bar, this 2 and the x bar, from this calculating, first of all calculating the x bar. If we are calculating the x bar, the summation of 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 10 divided by 5 equal to 5.8. This is the x bar, x minus x bar. So, 2 minus 5.8 minus 3.8, 4 minus 5.8 minus 1.8, 5 minus 5.8 minus 0.8, 8 minus 2.2, 8 minus 5.8 2.2 or 10 minus 5.8 4.2. So, this here we calculate the deviation between the security return and the mean value. Same for y. The mean value of y, security y is y bar is equal to 3 plus 7 plus 8 plus 15 plus 24. 57 by 5 is equal to 11.4. 3 minus 11.4 8.4, 7 minus 11.4 4.4, 8 minus 11.4 3.4, 15 minus 11.4 plus ka 3.6 and 24 minus 11.4 it is becomes 12.6. Once we are multiplying these two deviations x minus x bar, y minus y bar, the deviation is multiplying here, we are getting these figures, and after getting the summation of these figures we are getting 103.4, and by dividing the covariance of x y, covariance of x y is equal to the multiplication of deviation between two securities divided by number of returns. N is here n is equal to 5. Once we are calculating this, the covariance we are getting 20.6. So, what is the analysis? A high positive covariance 20.6, a high positive covariance between the returns by two securities indicates that their price movements are alike, either upward or downward together. Once the securities are going up, once one security is going up, another security will also going up. Once a security is going down, another security will also going down at a more variation, at a high positive variation, that is 20.6. Let us move to another technique, that is correlation coefficient. It measures the strength of the relationship between the market return and the stock return in a period, during a particular period. It shows the strength of relationship. It shows the how the movement of a particular stock with the market, how the movement of a particular stock with the stock is moving ahead, whether they are in positive direction, whether they are in negative direction, whether they are in static direction, or in which direction they are moving ahead. Correlation is the indication of the two variables being positively or negatively related to each other. Either the return, if say for example, stock market is giving the positive return, whereas the particular stock is giving the negative return. Market is moving up, the share price of a particular company is moving down. It shows definitely it will establish a negative correlation. The what is the relation between the once a stock is moving at a 5%, whether market is moving at 3%. It means the stock is performing more than the market, the positive correlation. The thing under this correlation, we are measuring the risk factor at the strength of relationship of a particular stock with the market. What the mood of the market? Market is bullish trend or in the bearish trend. If the market is in bullish trend, definitely the stock we expect as an investor that should also be in the bullish trend. Once we are analyzing various stocks in the market, in the stock market, then we are finding during this tenure between March 2020 till August 2020, few of the stocks market was going down previously. Now the market has recovered, the stock market has recovered. Market has going down from 42,000 mark to 26,000 mark. I am talking about the BSE Sensex, whereas a few of the stocks are moving down and not still cover up their previous price. Means the particular share prices are not moving according to the market. Once the market was going down, stock prices were going down, but the market has recovered their pace, but the stock has not recovered their pace. Stock is also in the declining phase, also in the static phase, but not recovered up to the mark. Whether the market has recovered from 26,000 till today, it has been crossed near about 39,000 mark. I am talking about the BSE Sensex. Whereas a stock of various companies have fallen down once the market was fall down, but has not recovered up to the mark as the stock market has recovered. So, it shows the relationship between the stock and the market. Whether the market is moving up, it means the security is also moving up. The market, once the market is going down, the security must be going down, but once the market is moving up, security is going down, it is the adverse relation. Once the market is going down, security is going up, it is also the adverse relation, which shows the negative correlation. So, under this correlation analysis, correlation coefficient, we measure the strength of relationship between the market and the stock price. We measure the relationship between the performance of a particular stock, particular security, or the market performance. The formula for this calculation of correlation factor is n summation of x and y, summation of x and y, here x square, summation x ka whole square, n multiple by summation y square minus summation y ka whole square. This is all under root and multiply by between this, between the deviation between this. So, let us start with another numerical problem of correlation, how we can explain the correlation. Find the correlation between two sets of return given below for security X and the market index. Say for example, for security X there are 5 possible returns from a market index. These are the 5 possible returns from a market index. The summation of X is 29, the summation of Y is 57. Multiplying X denotes the security return, Y denotes the market return. We are multiplying the X multiple by Y. This is security X, which shows the X factor. This is the market return, which shows the Y factor. multiplying the security return with the market return, we are getting 6, 28, 5 into 4, 40, 8 into 15, 120. These are we are getting after multiplying. The summation of sigma xy is equal to 434. Once we are square of the x, square of the security return, this is 2 ka square 4, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, and here is the market return square, here is 9, y 3 ka square 9, 7 square 49, 8 square 64, and this is the summation of 923. Once we are getting all the figures as per our formula, we are getting all the figures as per formula, summation xy, summation x, summation y, x square, x का whole square 29 whole square, y square and y का whole square 57 whole square. We are getting 0.97. We are plotting the figures as per the formula. We are plotting the figures as per the formula. Here n is equal to 5. 5 multiplied by summation xy, which is 434 minus summation x 29 multiplied by summation y, that is 57 whole divided by n into 5 into 5 multiplied by sigma x square summation x square, that is 209 minus 29 का whole square. Next is n summation y square 923 minus summation y का whole square 57 का whole square. We are getting the answer 0.97. The R factor is 0.97. So, this shows a positive correlation. This shows a positive correlation 0.97, but not perfect, because the correlation value varies from +1 to -1. Correlation values varies from +1 to -1. So, under this is near to 1, 0.97 near to 1, but not the perfect one. So, there is a correlation, positive correlation between the market return and the security return. We may see this also. Once a security return is 2, market return is 3. Once a security return is 4, market return is 7, means security return was increasing from 2 to 4, market return also increased from 3 to 7. It means increasing trend, same trend. Same with, once a security return is increasing from 4 to 5, market return also increased from 7 to 8, again increasing trend, both the return are in increasing order. Once the security return increased from 8 to 10, market again increased from 15 to 24. So, this shows there is a positive correlation. As a security return is going up, increasing, market return is also going constantly increasing according to the security. Once the security return is increasing, market return is also increasing. It means both are increasing. There is a positive correlation. Sometimes, if the security return is going down, market return is also going down, or we may say once a market return is going down, security return is also going down. Definitely, there would be also be a positive correlation, because the both are in the same direction. Negative correlation, once price is increasing, another price is decreasing, then there would be a negative correlation. But when both the trend is same, increasing, market return is increasing, security price is increasing, it means there would be a positive correlation. Market return is decreasing, security price is decreasing, then that there can be also be a positive correlation. So, here is 0.97. What could be the interpretation? A positive but not perfect correlation, as I have told you earlier. A positive but not perfect correlation between the returns by security X and index. Index means the market return. Index means the market return. So, a positive but not perfect correlation between the returns by security X and index shows that the price movements of security is alike the market movement, either upward or downward. If the market is moving downward, the security prices will also moving downward. Once the market is going upward, security prices is also going upward. So, this is a positive correlation. So, this correlation help us whether should we invest in the particular security or not. If the security return is showing the positive correlation, we should invest. If the security return is showing negative correlation, it means we should not invest, because where there is a negative correlation, there is a high factor of risk. The correlation is somehow near to 1 or perfect 1. It means security return is commensurated with the market return, means the risk associated with security is actually exactly as per the market risk. If market will moving, if the correlation, say for example, if the value of correlation is exactly 1, then there would be a perfect correlation. Under this perfect correlation, under the risk appetite, if the market is it means the risk associated with the particular security is as per the risk of market. Means if the market is moving up by 10%, security will also move up by 10%. If the market will going down by 8%, security will also going down by 8%. It means when the market is moving up and down, this is only due to the uncontrollable factors, which is not under the control of an investor. So, under this scenario, correlation analysis of calculating or measuring the risk, we are simply calculating, the strength of relationship between the two variables, between the market and the security, between two securities. Whether should we invest in that particular security, we may minimize our risk level by making the investment or not making the investment in that particular security. The correlation, the security having a high level of positive correlation will have a less risk profile with that security. The security with low positive correlation having a little more risk appetite with that security, but a security is completely a negative correlation with the market, it means definitely that security is of high risk appetite security. So, these were the three methods which we have discussed. First was the standard deviation, second was the covariance, and third is the correlation coefficient. So, these are the measurement of risk under unsystematic risk profiling. In the next lecture, we will discuss about systematic risk profiling. So, I have taken the help of Nagarjuna and Fisher and Jordan, the book of security analysis and portfolio management, for explaining about the measurement of risk. Thank you very much.